And also this last week, a couple of conferences, very interesting and important conferences on the role of mindfulness in higher education. The first one being at Warwick University, and the second one in London, and with Universities UK, and a leadership forum in Tavistock Square. And John Kabat-Zinn was speaking at that. He was the feature event, and it's wonderful to catch up with John again. And Jamie Bairstow and Chris Ruan, who have been at the head of the UK Mindfulness Initiative, were also there, and a great array of speakers as well. And I was certainly very privileged to be one of the people included in that program. And so you'll get to see some clips from them as well. Hi, it's Craig here, and we're at a fantastic day on mindfulness in higher education and leadership. And I've been speaking on the program today, but we've got a very special guest here today. So in many ways, the doyen of mindfulness, John Kabat-Zinn. So John's about to speak next. So welcome, John. And fantastic you could say a couple of words for our followers of the MOOC.
Well, it's very sweet to think of so many of you out there at one moment in time, really connecting with something as potentially healing and transformative as mindfulness. And to just, I would say, keep in mind that when all is said and done, it's essentially a way of being. That's what it means to practice mindfulness, is to cultivate intimacy with your own deepest capacities for learning, growing, healing, and transformation. And it all is anchored in something that you don't have to acquire. You're born with it, but it gets no attention in schooling or higher education or anything like that. And that is what we call awareness. But we have virtually no sense of intimacy or connection with it. And what mindfulness practice does is help us to develop that kind of accessibility of awareness so that we can learn to inhabit it as what the neuroscientists might call our default mode, that we're switching the default mode, so to speak, through the exercising the muscle of mindfulness in a wide variety of different ways, to move from mindlessness or total mind wandering with no awareness or emotional reactivity and so forth to moment, non-reactive, non-judgmental awareness of whatever arises, which could be highly anxious, highly depressive thinking or whatever. So the curriculum is whatever emerges from moment to moment. It's not like if you were a mindful person, it would all unfold in a certain way. No. Part of the human condition is the good, the bad, and the ugly, what Zorba called the full catastrophe of the human condition. But how you are, how any of us are in relationship to it, can make all the difference between being crushed by both outer and inner forces that are very, very powerful, and being able to, in some sense, interface with them in ways that not only teach us how to be more equanimous and more open-hearted, but to actually contribute to the world in ways that I could argue very easily the world is not only starving for, but literally and metaphorically dying for. So this is no joke, and the fact that there are some 30,000 of you out there participating in Craig's course is a non-trivial event, and you're all in some sense pioneers, and you're standing in front of this sign that says, what does a mindful nation look like? That is what the Zen people would call a koan. It's not like we want to fill in the blank and give a dime store answer to it, but by asking that kind of question, and how can my working on myself actually influence the crystal lattice structure, so to speak, of the entire universe, including your country, your society, your family, your relationship with your loved ones and your colleagues. This is a kind of critical moment in our evolution on the planet where it's going to make all the difference how you take responsibility for not only your own life, but for the very well-being of the entire world, the planet itself. So I just bow to you and applaud the effort that you're doing to organize this in the first place, and then to sort of just catch me like this, what we would call a curbside consultation in the hospitals to just relate to your folks.
Yeah, unashamed opportunism.
Yeah, good. Sometimes that's just perfect.
Well,
You have no idea, by the way, who's filming this for us, but Jamie Bristol, hopefully you'll get a chance to be on this side of the camera, and who developed this sign in the first place, with the Mindfulness Initiative.
So thank you very much, John, for saying beautifully in a few minutes what we've taken 6 weeks to say on the mindfulness course. And anyway, we'll have just perhaps a couple more things from people who are very important in the mindfulness movement in the UK. Thanks, John. Hi, it's Craig here again, and we've got two of the prime movers in the Mindfulness Initiative, so Jamie Bristow and Chris Rowan. So just like to welcome you and just to say a little bit about today and the initiative and what great work you're doing. Jamie?
Thanks. Yeah, so the Mindfulness Initiative is kind of like the world's first think tank about mindfulness, which came out of a teaching program for politicians in the British Parliament, which started in early 2013. Chris Rowan was the MP who brought Oxford University in to start teaching politicians, and since then 145 MPs and members of the House of Lords have been on a mindfulness training course, and we now work with them looking at how mindfulness can be applied across different areas of public life.
Chris, do you think you could come to Australia and help us out a bit over there?
Absolutely, it's great to be with my favourite Antipodean. I sing his praises wherever I go, and it is great to be working with Australian mindfulness experts. Hopefully we can replicate our Mindful Nation report, which parliamentarians had a report into mindfulness, health, education, criminal justice and the workplace. I think if we can set up a mindfulness practice in Australia, in the Australian Parliament, and have a similar report, we'd be doing justice to mindfulness, we'd be doing justice to the people of Australia. And I look forward to working with you on those aims.
Fantastic. So we'll look forward to the invitation to Canberra soon, and hopefully mindfulness can find its way into life and society, and indeed our politics when we desperately need it all around the world. So thanks again. It's been a fantastic day